Hey everyone, welcome to the latest episode of Quark Software's Close the Content Loop webinar series. Our regular talks about all things content lifecycle management. My name is Emerson and I'm here with my colleague Sam Courtney. Hey Sam.
Hey folks, great to be back, Emerson.
Great to have you again, Sam. And today it gives me great pleasure to welcome our fantastic guest speaker to the show, Dr. Ray Glemser from Glemser Technologies, a partner of ours in the life sciences industry. Welcome, Ray.
Hello, Emerson and Sam. Thanks for the invitation.
Oh, you're welcome. We really appreciate you taking the time to join us. So, Ray, today's question on Close the Content Loop is, how do life sciences companies keep content compliant? Okay, so before we get into the detail, as a thought leader and an expert in content compliance and in life sciences, it would be great if you could give us like a bird's eye view of content management in this industry. I mean, there's so much context here to consider, and your years of experience are invaluable to us. So if you'd like to do that, that'd be fantastic.
I'd be happy to describe content management in the life sciences industry, Emerson. Content management, as you know, is a type of information technology or software that automates traditional paper-based office activities like writing, reviewing, and approving business plans and reports. Content management software applications and platforms do this by modeling paper documents, editor's notes, file folders, and file cabinets as computer-based elements like text, properties, graphics, pictures, and video in a graphical interface on a computer. When combined with data, industry best practices, and regulatory requirements, content management provides companies with four key business benefits: a decrease in time to market and cost, and an increase in quality and compliance. Life sciences companies like pharmaceutical, medical device, and biotechnology manufacturers value compliance primarily for the impact that their medicines have on human and animal health. Health authorities throughout the world, like the Food and Drug Administration in the United States and the European Medicines Agency in Europe, are empowered by regulations to protect the health of their citizens. Life sciences companies are keen to avoid potential penalties that the health authorities can enforce, because people can get sick and even die from medicines that are not manufactured in compliance with health authority regulations. These health authorities have the power to approve and reject medicines, conduct on-site audits of manufacturing facilities, shut down production, levy fines, and in extreme cases, imprison executives. Life sciences companies also face challenges with hiring talent to replace a knowledgeable retiring workforce, splitting their operations, and harmonizing compliance approaches among acquired companies. Based on my experience, the life sciences companies use content management to achieve all four business benefits: enhancing their compliance with regulatory requirements, improving their quality, delivering life-saving medicines to markets faster, and reducing their costs. And for example, regardless of the regulatory requirements, content management can apply process automation to reduce human error in almost all business activities.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's just going back to the fines and in extreme cases imprison executives. That's the commercial risk, and then you've got the huge health risks as well, haven't you? So, so important. And we have a very recent context for this, which we can use as an example, which is COVID. So reducing the time to market for drugs here was so critical, wasn't it?
Absolutely. You may recall that prior to this terrible pandemic, pharmaceutical executives were called to appear before a committee in the United States Congress to explain why the prices of medicines were perceived as too high in America. COVID turned the national discussion from reducing costs to reducing the time to market for life-saving vaccines. As they followed these clinical trials that demonstrated the efficacy and safety of important new manufacturing methods, people from around the world developed an appreciation for the significant scientific and financial investment involved in bringing these new medicines to market. Now, a key element of regulatory compliance involves defining and following documented quality procedures. Regulations like good manufacturing practices define what pharmaceuticals and medical device companies are expected to do, like quarantining materials during testing, labeling their products, and controlling documentation. This means that life sciences companies must develop and enforce their own quality policies and procedures and work instructions and forms internally that is applicable to their own products, and then generate the evidence that they are consistently following their own quality system. As you can imagine, content management applications and platforms can greatly enhance the compliance with these internal quality procedures.
Yeah, absolutely. Such a huge period, and a real sort of test for the industry to make sure things were happening at pace and getting time to market really reduced as much as possible. And just sort of thinking sort of laterally alongside that as well, we have regionalization and translation. I mean, how do compliance standards impact content production for the diverse geographies that many companies deal with? Is this a complex challenge?
It certainly is, Emerson. Let's take pharmaceutical labels as an example. A challenging aspect of regulatory compliance in life sciences industry is that local health authorities enforce their regulations differently. Despite advocating regulatory harmonization over many years, life sciences clients are required to submit their applications and reports with different content in different languages and in different file formats, depending on where in the world these companies desire to market their medicines. Let's take pharmaceutical product labels. You may recall years ago pulling out a carefully folded document with fine print that described the medicine you had just purchased at the pharmacy or chemist. That is one kind of product label. All these labels contain important information about the dosage, the strength, the form, and the positive and negative effects, among other things, of each medicine for patients and for prescribers. Labels can be inserted into and affixed onto packaging and even published on websites. And medical device instructions for use and user manuals are also considered labels. These local authorities define how pharmaceuticals have to submit their product labels for approval in each of these markets. So through content, properties, workflow, and security, content management applications and platforms really help pharmaceutical companies control their labeling content, from centralized product information called core data sheets to these local labels in local languages for these local health authorities.
Yeah, I mean, that's staggering, isn't it? The kind of scale that's involved here. I think we need to get an idea on how many times the content on labels and data sheets, instructional leaflets is changed every year to really understand the impact of this. Do we know roughly what those figures are?
Yes, Emerson. Our pharmaceutical clients tell us that updating their product labels is one of the most challenging problems they face today. Global life sciences companies like Pfizer and Johnson & Johnson that manufacture many pharmaceutical products in many markets can update tens of thousands of their product labels throughout the world each year, and that's a lot. Health authorities require companies to monitor the safety of their medicines after receiving the approval to market them. And they do this by collecting feedback on negative reactions called adverse events, which can lead to insights, such as the incompatibility of some substances taken with the medicine. When additional side effects and incompatibilities are discovered as patients take the medicine, life sciences companies must update their product labels to include these important information in a timely manner. So a single safety update to a medicine can affect hundreds of labels involving different dosages, strengths, packaging, and local languages. And there are many, many of these that have to occur throughout the year in a timely manner.
Yeah, I mean, that really puts it into context, doesn't it? The kind of scale that they have to go through. So, I mean, certainly a large volume of changes gives us a real insight into the complexities of content production in life sciences. So I guess where we go from here really is the real magic behind this is the structured authoring of content components and how to reuse those content components.
Yeah, structured authoring and reuse are the key. Structured content, as you know, includes both text and fields called tags that identify the structure of the text. That structure can be elements like paragraphs and list items. Structured content authored with these tags can be subsequently reused and reformatted, for example, to display properly on different computer devices like laptops, tablets, and smartphones. And underlying this, a common format for structured content is the extended markup language, or XML. Pharmaceutical product labeling provides an excellent use case for structured authoring and content component reuse. Current best practice includes managing common label sections as structured content components in this company core data sheet, and then reusing these components and their translations in corresponding sections of local labels. These links allow label authors in a central office to change a component version in a company core data sheet for a label, and then notify regulatory specialists in country offices throughout the world to update the corresponding components of the affected local labels. When approved for submission, the structured content of these labels can be transformed from their XML format into the required file formats for each country, like QRD templates in Microsoft Word for Europe, an XML standard called Structured Product Labeling, or SPL, for America. Structured content authoring in controlled compliant components with transformations to regulatory outputs when approved simplifies the very complex process of managing a significant number of product label changes in an end-to-end process. Electronic signatures and audit trails in modern content management applications and platform provides the assurance required when health authorities perform quality audits for global pharmaceutical companies.
Yeah, incredible stuff. Structured authoring makes such a difference. I think when it comes to content automation productivity, Sam, I'll bring you in here on this one. How does that translate?
Yeah, Emerson, what we found is companies that are striving to optimize their content management activities and resources must employ next generation technologies like low code and no code authoring solutions. It's vital that implementing end-to-end platforms for strategies to manage component level content during authoring and workflow review is key to this success for companies.
Yeah, no, it makes sense. Okay, well, let's put everything we talked about into context now. We've learned so much there. Thank you, Ray, on all the theory and what goes on behind the scenes, which is sort of mind blowing, really. But we'll take a use case for one of our QPP and Glemser partnership customers in pharma, and talk about how they author, how they revise, and how they reuse their content while staying compliant. So, Sam, I guess you can talk us through this.
Thanks, Emerson. Yeah, this global organization has made a commitment to their clients and to the industry for their safety concerns. They're deploying a next generation solution platform using Glemser Compliance Author to ensure their regulatory risks are minimized. Quark's XML Author product is key to embedding structured content into Microsoft Word. This feature allows the structured tags that Ray mentioned, modeled as word styles, to be converted to tags when they're stored and published. This unique and innovative approach allows subject matter experts to author their structured content using Microsoft Word, which is the user interface that they're accustomed to. In addition, the use of a component repository provides reuse, a modular strategy, and consistent results in quality testing specifications and analytical procedures. It is clearly a plan to introduce innovation into their organization for their future growth and to achieve industry-leading goals.
Right. Thanks, Sam. That's really good. So what we like to do is always have three takeaways on Close the Content Loop. So for today's three takeaways, I think we can remind ourselves of some of the best practices that we've picked up from the life sciences industry, which can really apply to any type of compliant business. So those three being the author modular structured content components to automate collaboration and feedback and manage your critical content in a central repository. So first, we know that content creation and reuse would be almost impossible without structured authoring, Ray.
Yes, traditional authoring in Word often requires authors to format their content as they compose it. One fundamental concept of structured authoring is the separation of content from its format. And another important element is component management, which breaks down composite documents into logical sections. When combined, these tenets help authors turbocharge the reusability of their content and their efficiency.
Absolutely. Automating collaboration and feedback, particularly from regulatory agencies, is absolutely essential, isn't it? That's the next thing.
You're right, Emerson. This is so important. Regulatory collaboration and approval are as important as ever during the COVID pandemic, as novel vaccines saved human lives on a global scale. Regulatory approval is a key step in the end-to-end process of developing life-saving medicines that is long and complex. automating the submission and feedback of medical product content between pharmaceutical manufacturers and health authorities in modern content management applications and platforms can increase quality while decreasing time to market.
Absolutely. Great points. And thirdly, centralize your critical content assets.
Yes. Modern content management applications and platforms include a centralized repository for storing electronic documents with electronic signatures, electronic folders with electronic audit trails, and electronic file cabinets. Centralized content assets provide instant global access to the single source of truth for product information when needed inside the pharmaceutical company, and to demonstrate compliance with internal quality procedures and work instructions and regulatory requirements during health authority audits.
Yeah, absolutely. So critical to have that centralized repository, or a CCMS as the component content management system as they're commonly known. So that's brilliant. That's been such a great talk. I mean, let's take a last few minutes just to mention some new software releases that we have coming through, which is always useful for our customers. So this month in QPP Next Gen, we saw the rollout of a new navigation pane feature that further enhances the authoring process. Right, Sam?
Yeah, that's right, Emerson. Users can now configure which elements they want displaying in the document navigation pane on the left-hand side. Previously, it was just the header of the section and a sample of the text. And now they can choose to add a document attribute, such as workflow status or expiration date. This new feature has been requested quite often, and we're pleased to add this capability now. It really enhances the user experience in the authoring view by allowing even more customizing of the content and the navigation function.
That's great. Yeah, really good addition to this latest release of Quark Publishing Platform. So, and Ray, on the compliance author side, you have a new release on the horizon of your compliance author solution. So, why don't you tell us a little bit more about that?
Yes, thank you, Emerson. Our company, Glemser Technologies, has supported global pharmaceutical clients in North America and Europe with enterprise compliant structured content management solutions for over 15 years. Our compliance author solutions combine Quark's publishing platform with additional capabilities in regulatory compliance, natural language processing, and natural language generation for global life sciences clients to introduce essential medicines with improved qualities and regulatory compliance. We currently have compliance author for test specifications supporting CMC available today, which we highlighted in our use case. And compliance author for global labeling will be available in the fourth quarter of 2022. Thank you.
That's superb. Yeah, I look forward to seeing the release of that and working closely with you as we move into 2023. So, Ray, it was an absolute pleasure speaking with you today. You've given us so many incredible tips on how to keep content compliant, which all industries will be able to adopt.
Hey, if it works in life sciences, it works everywhere. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. And thanks always to you, Sam.
Thanks, Emerson. It's great to talk to you, Ray. Thanks for coming in today.
Great. And join us next time on Close the Content Loop. And don't forget to subscribe to our Quark Publishing Platform Next Gen YouTube channel for all the latest webinars and videos. You can visit quark.com for more information about QPP Next Gen and get a demo. Take care, everyone. Thanks for watching. See you next time.